Hello and welcome back to the Shmuseum, where we have a busy but slightly unusual day. Today is actually my birthday. I've just got back to a bit of a surprise. I've been out filming something that's a bit secret for the time being, but we've got a lot going on. Brad and Marc have taken the Porsche Taycan over to Dub Customs to install some Zyrus carbon fibre parts. We're going to be joining that process. We'll also go a bit behind the scenes, which I'm looking forward to seeing at this point, with Püppi and Tom and the setup of the birthday celebrations. And then later on, Tim from Bespoke Chargers is going to be coming over. You might remember he visited earlier in the summer and we were talking about how to use one of my old AMG wheels to mount on the wall to be part of the cable tidy for the CTEK charger that we have over there. So we're going to be installing that, which will be used to wrap the cables around effectively. And I'm sure we'll find some other things that are going on as well. So for the meantime, let's catch up with Marc and Brad and what's happening with the Taycan.
So let's go to Dub Customs with the Taycan, which is parked here behind me, and install 5 parts from Zyrus Engineering. We have these carbon parts already for a few months in-house, but we haven't really installed them yet. And the main reason was, of course, that the Taycan had a little bit of an issue at the front. Somebody hit it in the garage where Tim's place in London, and now we finally can fit them. So let's go to Dub, let's install them. I'll take Brad along and I will discuss the parts in the car and show them to you when we're at Dub Customs. So we're on our way to Dub, almost there, quite close. We're currently in Basildon. Yeah, we're going to install 5 parts on the Taycan. 2 parts at the front around the headlights, then 2 parts on either side of the car, with the air vents just behind the rear wheel. Front wheel, sorry, my bad, and rear spoiler at the back. So yeah, let's go to Dub, have a closer look at the parts. I've never seen them, and see how we have to install them, and then get cracking.
We've just arrived down at Dub. Marc is just pulling the Taycan in, Sean is guiding him in to one of their bays in their new workshop. I'm sure Tim would have shown you around at some point. Plenty of cool plans down on their new site, which is looking good. Loads of nice soft lighting above. This is now in. We'll get Marc to run through the parts that we're installing and crack straight on with it.
So we have arrived at Dub Customs. The car is in the workshop, parked inside, and here are the parts. So we're going to fit in total, you know, I could say 5 sections of parts on the car. Not every part is one single part, it consists of 2. As you can see, the rear spoiler consists of 3 parts. Because of course we have a moving wing on the rear of the car. So these 2 parts goes on the sides, this goes in the middle. Then on the far end we have 2 parts which are coming just behind the front wheels and just before the door. So we're going to have to take the front doors out, put these parts in, and there's some kind of a air vent channeling air out of the front section of the car. And then we have these 4 parts which are the final parts which are going on the front around the headlight. So yeah, let's take these parts to the car and show you where they are going. And then we're going to start the install first with the spoiler, because we're going to have to bond that to the rear of the car, or to the the existing wing, and it needs a bit of time to harden out. So we're going to first do this one and then get cracking with the other 2 as well. So we are currently back at the car. The parts are now here as well, and we're doing some test fitting. As you can see, we put the spoiler on the rear of the Taycan. Consists of 3 parts, as we showed you earlier, and we're doing some test fitting. So this is not fit on the car yet, but we're not gonna bond it to the car. Then at the front, we have a few more parts already laying out here. As you can see, 6 parts going on the car. And then let's quickly show you which part is going where. So to give you a bit of an idea here, for the left hand side, this is going here, and it's going to cover the plastic bit with a nice carbon part, and it really matches really well with the other carbon which is stock from Porsche. And then this part is going to go inside here and connects us really well. So yeah, these parts are going on the front, so the other 2 of course going on the right hand side there. And then we have this particular part here which goes into the side vent, and I need to quickly check which is which. This could be the one that goes here. I think that's the case. This will go in here, which requires us to take the door out. So we're going to take the door off, put this in, screw it in place, and then put the door back in, and then we have more carbon on the car. So this kit from Zyrus, is from a Norwegian company. Consists of 14 parts, so there's a lot more carbon available. Side skirts, front spoiler, so there's a lot more available, but we only have these parts now going on the car. We thought that those would be the best ones to fit and cover most of the plasticky bits that are on the car. So yeah, there's a bigger kit available if you want. So check in the description the link to the website of Zyrus, and then you can find all the parts that are going on the Taycan Turbo S, and I think they also have it available for the normal Taycan models as well. So yeah, let's get cracking and let's install it. So as you can see, Zyrus made a lovely little detail for us. So every single part we have here has this lovely little sticker with the number plate in it and the part number, and it's produced by Zyrus Engineering, handcrafted in Norway. Really cool. Thank you very much, guys.
Small little neat trick that we've just found in the Taycan. If I just jump in, we needed to raise the spoiler a little bit so that we can obviously slide the extension onto it. So there's a mode in the vehicle settings called spoiler hand cleaning position extended is what we've now put it onto, and essentially it's raised it up just a little bit where if you were cleaning the car you can obviously get your hands or get your wash mitt under just like this, which is pretty cool, and this should make it a lot easier to install the carbon extension to it. Now this is a fairly strange sight. The door of the Taycan is currently here off of the car, and we've installed the front fender vents, which are looking very good. This is probably the only time you're going to see them in full, because obviously the door will block a lot of this, but it does look very, very nice. And then at the rear, the spoiler extension is now on. It's been bonded and stuck, so we've got a bit of 3M tape and some glue to stick this on. So obviously the two side pieces either side that stay where they are, and obviously when the main part of the spoiler raises, those are separate, but that is now bonded and obviously just being left to cure for as long as possible. Obviously we mentioned about the door, but coming around to the front, we're now just working on getting the carbon inlays for the front, so these into their places. We've cleaned up the plastics and they will be fitted fairly shortly.
So today, whilst Marc and Brad are off with the Taycan and Tim is out filming something we can't talk about at the moment, me and Püppi are here and we've got a few keys out because we're actually preparing for his birthday surprises. So yesterday we started preparing by blowing up some balloons which have been put in the boots of various cars. Now the Ford GT is full of balloons, as you can see.
I mean, that wasn't very effective.
Yep, a balloon, but also the Clio.
That looks much better. I really like these. These are so cool.
Now we had a few of these explode yesterday and confetti went absolutely everywhere, which was a nightmare to clean. Hopefully it'll be worth it in the end. So we've actually got balloons stored in the M3, Ford GT, the Clio, the G63 is full, as well as both Aston Vantages, the GT8 and the Roadster. So we're going to go and unload these. Excuse me. We're going to go and unload these, and then we've got a nice balloon arch that we're going to fill, and we'll show you that in a minute.
I think you forgot some balloons though.
Did we forget balloons? Oh, yes. Okay, so not just in cars. So if you come over here quickly, guys, we've also got some, I completely forgot about that, well reminded, in the tyre stacks over here. So they are completely full of balloons as well. We've got hundreds of them. Let's see what we can do with them.
How do you feel?
So, I feel quite tired. We've been spending a fair bit of time emptying the cars. We've now got the Clio empty, the GT8 empty, the tyre stacks are empty, and the M3 is empty, and the Vantage Roadster. So we've just the G63 really left to go.
But we also still have some to inflate.
We do still have a few more to inflate. Luckily we've got a pump and we don't actually have to blow them up ourselves. But we're making good progress on the balloon arch that we've got for Tim to drive through when he arrives back from his secret trip. And I think we were just discussing, we've got way more balloons than are going to fit on this, so we have to find somewhere to stick the rest of them. But we're making good progress. Time to keep going, and we'll show you the end result when it's done.
We finished. All the parts are on the Taycan Turbo S, and yeah, let's run past them. First of all, spoiler on the rear, and as you can see, we are able to open the trunk. Really nice. Consisting of 3 little parts on each side, the 2 little parts extra, and I have of course 1 part in the middle. Installed by the guys here in Top Customs, and then we're going to the front of the car, where here in front of the front door and behind the front wheel we have this little air vent, as you can see from carbon fiber. Nice little touch. And then at the front we have the 2 parts from Zyrus Engineering in carbon fiber next to the headlight, which we installed, which gives the car a totally different look at the front, I must say. And of course we've done it on the left as well. So yeah, we're done, we're ready. We're going to leave Dub Customs now and we're going to drive back to the Shmuseum to show this to Tim.
And that is it, we are now complete. We have the balloon arch in its entirety. We have some checkered flags up around the place. We've even got some balloons hanging off of cars, such as the Aston, the Porsche Yaris. You may notice the M3 is missing. That's actually been taken by BOTB to sit on a stand at Petrol Hedonism event this weekend. So you guys will see that there if you're going to be there. We've got the bunting up here as well, some more balloons over in our office area. So hopefully when Tim arrives in about an hour or so, this should be quite the surprise for him, and we'll try our best to get his reaction for you as well. So that's it guys, Tim is literally just arriving outside. We can hear the GTR Roadster now. We have the confetti cannons, party hats ready. Let's let him in and give him the surprise.
Happy birthday!
I didn't have the roof down. Well, that was a bit of a surprise. We've got a lot of confetti everywhere, all over the GTR Roadster. Imagine if I'd driven in with the roof down. That would now be a complete and total mess, but quite a lot of fun. At this stage, of course, I've not seen the sneaky behind the scenes setting up of all of this and exactly what happened, but very shortly, Tim from Bespoke Chargers will be here and we will get the system installed. In fact, coming over this way, there are literally balloons and party hats and things everywhere. Obviously, this is where we installed the CTEK Chargestorm Connected 2, a space currently occupied by the opposite of an electric car, I think we can say. But alongside this is where we're going to mount the cable tidy, because at the moment we have one charging cable plugged in. That can charge 2 cars at once, and we have actually done that once or twice already. Obviously, long term, that means we want to have the cables accessible, but we need a way to store them and not just have them draped across the floor or something, which is why, when Tim came a short while back, we picked out both my Senna wheel from the incident and what happened with that, and an old AMG GT R wheel that I had as well, and decided we would use one of them to mount on a bespoke bracket that would go on the wall here alongside the charger, and you can wrap the cables around and use it as both a cool visual thing, having the wheel for that purpose, but also practical at the same time. So he's going to come along with all of the parts for that, get them installed here today. So I suppose in the meantime, we're going to have to move this out of the way and then set the plan from there. Step one, moving some cars with some balloons. Squeeze under the balloons. And then we get some cold starts, which are always fun. Wasn't a cold start, it's been moved. Anyway, let me shuffle this back. Carefully does it. Like that. And now we get a cold start on top.
This one hasn't been started though.
Just working out how we're going to install on the wall and needing the cars out of the way first. Some quick progress here on the front of installing the new wall bracket. So we are joined today by Tim. Welcome.
Hello.
Good to have you here. Tim from Bespoke Chargers. We've known each other a while. You've been involved in BOTB stuff. You've done some stuff with Shmee 150 along the way as well.
Yeah, some of your t-shirts, wasn't it?
Indeed. And now Bespoke Chargers. And this is your demo, which I have to say looks pretty cool.
Yes, lovely, gorgeous 15-inch Fuchs Porsche type wheel. And this is just for demo, and this is generally what I offer to petrol heads who want a bit of an EV experience in their life. Obviously, you've got your wonderful CTEK charger over there, so we're just trying to work out something with getting one of your wheels onto the wall via some rather funky 3D printed parts.
Because this is what's really cool, and you've just installed the lower part of the bracket before we reveal the wheel. You 3D print those parts.
Yep.
To mount it up. We've measured out, worked out where it's going to go. Mm-hmm. But we should probably take a look at the wheel in here, because you've done something a little bit unique with this.
Yep, there's a couple of little surprises in there that makes it a bit more you.
That's very cool. Shmee 150 3D printed center cap inside the AMG wheel, and it's actually not that heavy. I should probably give you the honours.
Yeah, it's quite heavy when you've been holding it up there for a while, but...
That goes
Yeah, this is going to go
loosely into place in the bracket.
into place like this, like that, and then obviously it's going to line up properly. That's going to sit on top like that, and that will be there to wrap your cables around.
And that's perfect basically, because we can have the one that's always plugged in on this side for the Taycan or whatever it is wrapped around. We can have the spare one instead of being stored in the boxes. And it looks pretty cool. I love this nod that you make through, well, technically any wheel.
Yeah, it can be anything.
And as we discussed, we've got the center wheel, we've got this wheel, to bring that traditional petrol head element to an EV charger as well.
Yep.
So this is fun. This is cool. Anyway, probably need to get that back down, get this one
finish holding this
properly.
bit.
Yeah, no point holding it if we don't need to. Should I take that?
And drill some more holes.
And then,
Although it actually shows you I could show you the strength of the 3D printed parts, but I won't do.
It's actually amazing to think, because this you would swear was some kind of metal or something.
Yeah, it's really high spec nylon, and I mean, you can see it is as solid as you could want anything to be. It's fantastic.
Brilliant. So we'll get this mounted up and all in place.
Yeah.
So Brad and Mark have just arrived back, and we've got some spare confetti cannons, so we're going to get them when they come in. Let's have a look.
Right, let's get the shutter opened.
I feel like this is a lifesaver.
Check this.
Wow, we've made it back, and it looks like there's a party going on.
Yeah. I think somebody has a birthday today. Yay!
It's not our birthday.
Congratulations with your 50th birthday. How much is it?
How old?
50?
50?
Yeah.
Not quite yet.
Oh, okay.
Happy birthday, Tim. We've arrived. This is interesting.
This is lovely. Can you do this also with my birthday next time? I love this.
Under a year to go.
We definitely should have had the windows up.
Yeah.
Like, we really should have had the windows up.
And just like that, I say just like that, I've been spectating, but Tim, this is complete. It is looking brilliant.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm absolutely chuffed with it. It's really quite warm in here. It's been quite hard work drilling into this concrete walls, but you know, it's fine. It looks fantastic. The whole black theme, you know, black series even. You know.
Oh yeah, actually I like that reference. And come and have a closer look up here. We've got the two CTEK EV cables wrapped around, one tucked at the back, obviously for the second car if we ever need. Then we've got the one that will see more active service just wrapped around. But the result is turning something that would normally be a very messy problem, just cables, because these are thick, heavy cables. You can't, it's not like your phone charger, you just wrap it around your hand and it's done.
Yeah, they are big, they're heavy, they're thick. Yeah.
And they kind of just sit around. And now the flip side is, rather than just tidying it up, we've added something really cool by having one of the AMG wheels on the wall.
Exactly, and it's a spectacle, which is what this sort of place deserves, isn't it?
Exactly, so this is awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you for the unique touches as well, and for coming along to get that mounted up. Mission success. We've been talking about it since before this garage existed, so
Yep.
really cool to have done that. Thank you, appreciate it. A quick thing on this, you've got the disco mode.
Who doesn't want disco mode on their EV charger?
Oh yes, that's actually quite fun. So technically you could make that any color or any style.
Exactly.
Nice, that's cool. No, we're not gonna put lights on there. I'm just playing.
Hey, the wish is your command. We can have disco lights if you want.
Nah, it's good like this. There is now a little bit of a cleanup operation, started underway with that, but I haven't yet myself taken a look at the new upgraded parts from Zyrus on the Taycan. Obviously, you've all seen them earlier in the video, but for me, a first time taking a look at the carbon inserts that we have here, ducking under the nice, I'm not quite sure what to call that, the balloon entryway. These parts, I gather, were quite a lot of work to get the carbon fibre installed here, but when you notice it, they look really quite nice tucked in there. I think everyone was checking out how well the wrap has held up as well, because it's now, this car's 10 months or so old now. Time has flown by. And then I'm always a big fan of carbon fibre lips at the back, especially having the carbon up here and also the OEM carbon, obviously, that we have down there as well. Just adds, you know, a touch more wrapping around the back of the car, making it, I guess, a little bit more bespoke and unique, and these lovely little details added to the back of it. So yeah, very happy with that. Nice little upgrade. They actually offer quite a few parts. As you might have seen, we've gone for this fairly subtle kit, I guess we could say. It is the daily driver after all. And talking daily drivers, I've actually been driving the Roadster, the AMG GT R Roadster. That sounded sketchy. A lot more recently. Enjoying that an awful lot since getting back. Coming up to 6,000 miles now. It's clocking up very, very, very fast. But I think for me, really, the 2-car daily garage, because I do a lot of miles getting around, these two, they make a very good pairing for that kind of purpose with the rest. Basically chilling here in the garage. I probably do need to plug that in, thinking about it, given that they've taken it out today. So we'll maybe have a first use of the new Bespoke Charger wheel over on the wall. Yeah, let's see what we're going to do. We've just been having a bit of a shuffle around, moving all of the cars, because over the last 2 weeks or so, the majority of them have gone out for something. So we've been adjusting some smart chargers and plugging them in different places, depending exactly what is where at the moment. And we've got obviously the M3 that's gone out, the SLS is about to go out. I think I'm going to be taking the Taycan out, which I haven't been driving because I've been using the GT R Roadster so much as the daily. And we've got random balloons and all sorts of funny things. I actually quite like this. Maybe it should be, or maybe not this, but maybe we should have some kind of entry permanent fixture. We'll see. We'll see how that evolves. We do have a lot more ideas though now for how all of this is going to be done, having gone backwards and forwards a lot on the design and the layout and those things, which consumes a lot of time. Now this, I want to call it a property project. It's obviously not property in the home residential side perspective, but in terms of going over plans and layouts and considering it all, it's the first time I've tried to approach anything like this, and I had no idea how many hours it would consume. It's huge, but it is going to be epic. Remember that this is still the start of the Shmuseum. This is going to completely transform over the next maybe 6 months, that kind of thing. Depends obviously how it all goes, but yeah, we've had, I guess, another good day. We've installed the Zyrus parts on the Taycan over at Dub Customs. We've had some cars tidied up, and it's been a birthday as well, which is quite fun. But for today, that is all from here at the Shmuseum.